Boys, what's good? What's good? Week 15 predictions, NFL. I'm pretty hyped for these games. These games are very important. We got a lot of um, big deal, big scale games here that have pretty big playoff implications, seeding implications, stuff like that. So we'll get to that right now. Um, First game isn't as important, but Las Vegas Raiders head to Philly to take on the Eagles. The Eagles are on a 3-game losing streak. They kind of suck right now, dude. Um, Holy crap! Jalen Hurts had 5 turnovers against the Chargers on Sunday. That was embarrassing. Um, I don't think I've ever seen one player commit 2 turnovers in one play. Uh, that's just insanity. This Eagles team is struggling. Um, this is a must win for them. If you lose to the Raiders, you may as well just throw the season away. Um, you can't lose to the Raiders at home, dude. Um, I don't care how bad your offensive struggles are. Um, it's the Raiders. But now the Raiders are starting Kenny Pickett. So Kenny Pickett might have a chip on his shoulder. He's going up against his former team from last year when they won the Super Bowl. He was Jalen Hurts' backup. Um, so we could see revenge game. We could see him pop off. However, though, Eagles are just a more skilled team, and they're just they should win this game. If they don't win this game, congrats to the Raiders. I'll give you that. But I don't think it's going to happen. Um, Kind of hope it does because it's funny to see the Eagles just crash. The Eagles uh, will somehow win NFC East, but I I'm expecting first round exit. But a lot of things can happen.
Yeah, I mean, this one, um, probably the easiest pick of the day, but you don't know honestly
Yeah,
anymore. But
yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles. And if the Eagles lose this game, I think Nick Sirianni has to apply to
Oh,
Walmart right now. Because in my opinion, he's already on the hot seat. uh, he sucks. He should have been fired a year or two ago. Um, I just don't like the guy. I if you lose this game, I think that's it would be that bad of a loss that you would have to create
just
a change. And I think you need to create a change regardless. I don't know what it
oh,
is.
at the end of the year, I think it should happen. I
Yeah, Nick
mean,
Sirianni's just
Nick Patullo's
bad.
got to go. Everyone on the coaching staff should probably
Nick
go.
Fangio's all right, but I mean, he's been letting up a lot of rushing yards, bro. They're rushing as of lately. The rushing defense started off good, but it's really bad at the moment.
Yeah, it's horrific.
And I don't really like anything about the Eagles, but I don't really have. I mean, I don't really have to think about this game, even though they're so bad at the moment, because the Raiders are just complete garbage.
They're the bottom of the barrel right now.
Talk about one of the worst teams in football.
I think they are the worst team in football, bro.
Wow, worse than might have to have a debate on who's worse, the Raiders or Titans.
The Titans literally
Um,
won last week, bro.
did you see that 2-point play by the Browns though?
Yeah, that's just how stupid the Browns are, bro.
that that in
Kevin
itself is a
Stefanski thought he
fireable
was tough
offense.
with that, bro. He
Yeah,
should have been
bro.
fired after that play.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, we might need to have a ranking of how hot seat for coaches. That'd be
Oh yeah, that'd
awesome.
be good. Hey, Christmas
Ranking,
break, man.
okay,
Christmas
yeah,
break, dude.
ranking
Every
Todd
single
Bowles,
day.
Raheem Morris, throwing Kevin Stefanski.
Dude, I was seeing the Buccaneers fans are trying to make theories of Todd Bowles being like Sharon Moore, bro. Trying to give him Sharon Moore allegations to get him fired.
That's hilarious, bro. All right, we're getting sidetracked here.
We're getting
We'll talk
sidetracked.
about we'll talk about the Bucks more. especially with the Panthers and Saints game.
Yeah.
I have a pretty interesting take on that. Maybe
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, I got the Eagles beating the tar out of the Raiders, 30-10. I don't even need to explain anymore. So
Yeah.
it's just the Raiders.
It's a good
So
call. Okay. Here we go. I did this strategically.
we got the
I
four big games.
4 big
Okay.
games in a
Okay.
row. Now, this first one might not seem like it, but at the end of this stretch, of these 4-game stretch, I'll tell you why all of these are big games. Okay. What's up, chat? Really quick. So, here we go. First game of the 4-game stretch. Arizona Cardinals. They head to Houston, take on the Texans. The Texans.
This is an important game.
Yep. I'll get to that. I'll get to that.
right,
I'll get to
all
that.
right.
You just got to trust me. Okay. The Cardinals head to Houston. Houston has been arguably the hottest team in football. Their defense is insane. And CJ Stroud in that offense, they're figuring it out, I think. So this one is honestly, this is the easiest pick of the week for me. The Texans, I think, are going to get the job done. Their defense is going to just stomp this Cardinals offense. We have to do the weekly Kyler Murray still at home playing COD.
That's a tradition at this
It's
point.
tradition at this point. Every week the Cardinals play, have to do it. But yeah, Jacoby Brissett, he's doing a fine job, but it's not going to matter. Give me the Texans winning this one, 27-14. Their defense just continues to impress me. Continue to surprise me after I said their season was done about a couple weeks ago.
Yep. This one, no brainer. I've been glazing Houston a lot lately.
Extreme glaze.
And I mean, I'm not gonna add anything else to it. They're the best team in the South, right, in the AFC South. I mean, at the moment, there's not much else to be said. And the Cardinals, man, they're pretty much bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett, I mean, nice little story for the last couple weeks, but you suck. I mean,
Set a
they're
couple
second,
records, but
and on defense, their secondary is probably the worst in the league.
Yeah.
Will Johnson, I know we talked about how he hasn't done jack squat, and he was supposed to be a top 5 pick before the injury, but there's just nothing to like about this Cardinals team. Marvin Harrison once again is actively quitting on the team.
shocker.
I don't know if he's faking an injury or not. So
yeah, nobody knows.
I think he wants out. So
After 1 year, bro.
I mean, I'd feel so
I would want
bad.
out too, but
I'd
He's
feel
doing- they're
worse
just wait-
if I were his dad, bro. His dad's got to feel so horrible.
yeah, bro. He's getting his talent's getting wasted.
Yeah, just straight down the gutter.
Yeah.
But anyways, the Cardinals aren't going to win another game this year.
Probably not.
I mean,
Unless they play the Titans or something. But the Titans, who knows, might figure out a way.
I mean, they play the Falcons next week, which
Oh, anything can happen there.
yeah, which I mean, if you guys don't know, the Falcons are like what 1-8 as favorites. So when they're favorites, they lose statistically. So we'll see on
There
that.
you go.
But anyways, Houston's going to keep on rolling. They're going to take that. They're going to take that 3 seed in the AFC. So Houston wins 24-10 in the most forgettable game of the week.
Probably.
In my opinion.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. This one will seem all these are important. Okay, but these ones, John is actually going to think this one's important. Baltimore heads to Cincinnati. Last week, me and John were both high on the Bengals, extremely high on the Bengals, and they played a really good 3 quarters and 10 minutes before Joe Burrow threw a 63-yard pick six, and everything fell apart for Cincinnati against Buffalo. Cincinnati was in control that whole game. They kind of just self-imploded somehow. But then you're going up against a Ravens team who you just kicked the crap out of a couple weeks ago. This Ravens team lost to the Steelers last week. Embarrassing. Um, yeah, Lamar Jackson is just not good right now. Um, I don't know what's going on. Maybe he wants out. I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, who knows what's going on with him? But this is kind of a do or die game for both teams, I think. Ravens lose, they just get another game farther underneath the Steelers. And if the Bengals lose, they're eliminated this week. So every game from now on is a do or die game for Cincinnati. Um, every game that Baltimore loses, it just puts them more in a hole. Um, and Joe Burrow always plays his best against the Ravens for some reason. Um, and I think he's going to do that again tomorrow. I've been seeing a lot of people thinking that the Bills killed their spirit or whatever last week. Probably, yeah. I mean, my spirit would probably be crushed a little bit too. But at the end of the day, Joe Burrow's got to step up and be like, season's not done yet. They still got a chance. It's a very small chance. Um, but yeah, uh, I think it's going to be a closer game than it was last time. And I'm going to do the opposite of what I did for the Thanksgiving game. I'm not going to pick the Ravens. I'm going to pick the Bengals to win this game 30-24. And Joe
There you
Burrow
go.
keeps the season alive.
Yep. This is probably a pick where we could have disagreed, but hey, we're we're agreeing, which is kind of a shocker to me. I mean, I just
We've been iffy on
we
the Ravens this year, man.
yeah, I've been up and down with the Ravens, kind of
Yeah,
like the
it's been a weird
Panthers.
season, man.
But well, I mean, Lamar Jackson's been throwing a football like he has a torn UCL. He's just horrible. Like nothing's going for him. Derrick Henry's playing like he has stone feet. I mean, Baltimore's just in a bad spot right now. Congrats that you won 5 games in a row, but
They didn't play anyone though.
yeah,
Their
you
best wins
played
was the Vikings.
you played the freaking bottoms of the barrel. I mean, quite literally.
Yeah.
And Cincinnati is playing great football right now. Joe Burrow um
Just think
is
though. Yeah, just think like one mistake lost them the game by
yeah.
Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow had don't make those mistakes
Yeah,
anymore.
and what I'm also gonna say too is that there was Joe Burrow. There was like a reporter or whatever on Joe Burrow saying how he was unhappy with the Bengals too. I don't know if you
Yeah.
saw that, but
Yeah, I did.
so if the Bengals miss out on the playoffs again, we could see Joe Burrow in a different uniform.
I honestly I think that should happen. We should probably if they do lose this game tomorrow, I think we should have a stream just talking about Joe Burrow and potential destinations because I think
All right,
that could be one of the most important things this offseason.
Penix and Bijan for Burrow, I'd love that. But
Okay.
I
Yikes.
mean, there's
Yikes.
seriously there's talks about them getting like
Wow.
Kyler Murray or like a different quarterback. So,
I mean, yeah. Well, that's for another time. Another time.
but honestly though, I'd like I don't know where could Burrow go? I mean, I don't know. Anyways,
That's
um,
it. Where could Burrow go? That'll be the title of his stream
I like that. I like that.
eventually.
I like that. Anyways, yeah, man, I just think that the Ravens are just crap right now. They just suck.
Yeah.
And the Bengals are. I said they're winning the division. Bengals to win, 33-20. So,
Okay.
Jamar Chase is going for
Oh,
200
pretty
yards.
pretty one-sided there, huh?
Yeah, Jamar Chase is
Okay.
going for 200 yards. I mean,
Okay. All right. Next one, another important one. AFC West. LA Chargers head to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Rematch of week 1 from Brazil. Chargers won that game in a thriller. And that was yeah, that's the kind of the game that's just defined how the Chiefs season has gone. Um, Chiefs, obviously, I picked them to win against those Texans last week, and there was a moment there where I was like, yeah, they have a chance, but Patrick Mahomes just threw 3 interceptions. Travis Kelsey can't catch a pass. Rashid Rice knows what it feels like to be on the other side of a hit and run. Um, and nothing's going right for the Chiefs right now. And looking over at the Chargers, obviously they had a very a messy game, scrappy game against the Eagles last week. Um, but they got the job done, and they got the job done with an injured quarterback. And obviously, another week for Herbert to heal up on that. And I mean, I don't think I can pick the Chiefs in this game. Um, they have shown no signs for me to pick them. They give me no reason to. Their offense is terrible, and they're going up against the fourth ranked defense in the NFL in total yards. So there's going to struggle. And I think it's going to be a close game because all of these AFC West games always are, unless you're playing the Raiders, I guess. But the Broncos like to play them close for some reason. But I think it's going to be a close game. But the Chiefs just don't have any life right now, and the Chargers are fighting for a playoff spot. The Chiefs say that they're fighting for a playoff spot, but they're under 500. They play the Broncos in 2 weeks on Christmas, and all the odds are stacked against them right now. Now, I would normally say, well, Patrick Mahomes is gonna, you know, use his magic and figure it out, but I don't think that's going to happen. Mahomes looks lifeless out there. He doesn't look like he wants to be there. And uh, yeah, like I said, they've given me no reason to pick them. So Chargers are more desperate for a playoff spot, and that's why I have them winning this game. I have the Chargers winning this game, 23-20, on the road, and the Chiefs will fall to 6-8.
Wow, that's crazy. Um, man, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs here. I mean, even though they don't have the refs on their side this season, even though they don't have the refs to glaze them, and
So the
all of that,
announcers, though.
yeah, it's still the announcers. I just think that I mean, they're just not gonna get swept by the Chargers. I don't know when the last time they got swept by a division opponent was, but it's got to be quite a while. And the Chargers didn't look very good against the Eagles. I don't think anybody deserved to win that game. The Chargers and Eagles. I get that Justin Herbert was banged up, but like the Chargers offense just looked disgustingly bad. Like Hampton couldn't get anything done back. I think he did all right, but like their offense is not it. And I mean the Chiefs play their best when everybody's doubting them. That's in my opinion at least. And so I think they're gonna come into this game with a ton of momentum, and when the back's against their wall, I think they'll be able to answer. I think that Worthy's going to be able to make a couple big plays. So yeah, give me the Chiefs 27-20. Like I said, I just don't see the Chiefs getting swept by a division opponent. So
Yeah, looking at this, the Chiefs haven't gotten swept by a divisional opponent since 2014. So
yeah, which is
okay,
crazy.
okay. This last game of the Big Four stretch, I want to hear your thoughts on this one first. Okay, Buffalo Bills and the father to be Josh Allen head to New England to take on the number one seed Patriots and Drake May.
Ooh, ooh, you're putting me on the spot here. Man, I'm gonna go with the Bills actually. This was a game that I was thinking about for a decent amount of the week, and I went back and forth on it. But ultimately, I just think that the Patriots are a very fraudulent team. Um, and they have another thing is they haven't played a game of football in a while. And Buffalo Bills are coming off of a great win against Cincinnati, and their offense actually looks fluent. Joe Brady managed to call a decent game, And so if you can get Joe Brady to call a good game, I think it's no contest. The Bills easily win. And from what we saw last week, Joe Brady actually got his head out of his butt. I mean, so I think that maybe because of a little bit of recency bias, but I just think the way the Bills have been playing and how long the Patriots haven't played, I just think that the Bills are going to win. They're just hot, and the Patriots, like I said, haven't had a real game since like early November. I'm not counting the Giants game as a real game. That game was just pathetic. So the Bills will win 37-30. Josh Allen might enter the MVP case late in the season. So we'll see
Wow.
though.
Wow. Okay. Like you said, I agree with you on I was tossing and turning on this game. Um, I think in all the games this week, I think this is the most important game
Hmm.
for the NFL this week. I think we find out if the Patriots are legit or not, um, and we find out if the Bills are competent and can be consistent. Um, the Patriots have taken care of all of their opponents this year, except for the Raiders, who they lost to in Week 1. Um, and I just think the Patriots have, like you said, yeah, they haven't played in 2 weeks. Um, but I'm a big Drake May enthusiast, and I think Drake May is going to rise up to the occasion for this game. Um, but that doesn't necessarily mean the whole team will. Buffalo's got some. They want to send a message. Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson most likely will not be in these playoffs which is insane. So Josh Allen, this is his time to shine. I think this is his best shot at winning the Super Bowl this year. Um, and it's going to start with this game. It's going to start or end with this game. If they win this game, I'll be back with the Bills. A couple weeks ago, I called the Bills fraudulent because they lost to the Texans, which I didn't think were any good, which they are good. Um, but if they win this game, they're going to go up on a lot of people's radars to be worried about for these playoffs. You're not going to want to play the Bills in the playoffs if they beat the 11-2 Patriots on the road, who are supposedly the best team right now. And don't get me wrong, I like the Patriots right now. I think they're a good team. Only problem is they are extremely inexperienced. The Bills have been here before, but they've lost it several times. I think this is the time where Josh Allen and the Bills can get the job done and win this game. And I think they will. I think they're going to win this game 24-21. Josh Allen, uh, this is his time to shine, man. Yeah, this is his time to shine.
There we go.
I was worried we were going to disagree on that one, so I was glad you said the Bills.
We'll see,
Because
man.
I'll have to stress enough about that Chiefs game tomorrow, bro.
The Bills have kind of they've kind of screwed me over a couple times here, but we'll see. See
Yeah,
what
and
happens.
yeah, so that was the 4 game stretch, right? That we talked about.
Mhm.
Um, and all those 4 games had importance. So you were like, huh? Why is the Texans game important? Well, if the Texans win, and if um the as if I forgot how it was. But if like the Texans and the Patriots and the Ravens win or something, then and the Chiefs lose, and the Chiefs are officially out. They will have the
Mm,
E next to their name. So that's just something to that's just something
interesting.
to keep on tab. Um, Statistically, none of these teams have been eliminated yet, except the Cardinals. So there's that, but not a good look for Baltimore, Cincy, or Kansas City. But we're gonna move on. The next 3 games are kind of POV games, so we'll try to get through those. But this one's kind of important here, just for this certain team. The Jags host the Jets. Um, the Jags have been playing very well lately, and they've been playing very well at home. I don't know if they've lost at home yet this year, but they've been playing really well at home a lot as far as I've been able to see. Um, they're hosting the Jets. The Jets obviously suck. Got blown out by the Dolphins. That's always embarrassing. Um, Tua actually played football in the cold for like the first time ever. So there's that. But important game for the Jags because the Jags, um, they're still sitting atop of of the South over there in the AFC. So this is every game for them is important the rest of this year. Um, they want to obviously keep staying ahead of the Texans. The Colts, we'll get to them, but still, yikes. Um, this is a important game because the Jets have been eliminated from playoff contention. So their job now is either tank for a draft pick or play spoiler to some of these teams hoping to reach the playoffs. Um, for some reason, the Jets will play good football once in a while. If they play good football, they might win this game. Um, but I think the Jags are just really good at home. They have a 1 game lead over Houston. And I believe, oh, they don't even play each other anymore. Who has the tiebreak? Do they split? Texans won 1, and the Jags.
They
So yeah,
did
they
split.
split. Yeah. So Jags still have
Colts
a
played.
game
I think
above.
Colts play Texans next week, but
Okay, yeah, but let's be real. But yeah, important game for the Jags. They want to stay above this division um, because let's see their. Let me check their schedule. I'm looking at it right now. They have the Broncos next week, and then they have the Colts and
oof,
the Titans. So, and it's the Broncos on the road. So,
oof,
um,
yikes!
yeah,
Look out.
this is a must win for the Jags if they want to have any type of contention. Because remember, they do have the tiebreaker over at Kansas City. So if they were to fall to the 7 seed in AFC and the Chiefs finish with the same record as them, they would get in, not Kansas City, which I think is what everyone's rooting for. But yeah, the Jags must win game. I think they will. I think it'll be close for some reason because the Jets like to do that sometimes, not last week. But I think the Jags win this one 24-20 at home.
Yep. I totally agree with you. The Jets are starting Brady Cook. I saw he made a nice
Yeah,
Instagram
dude, I
post.
saw that.
But let's be real. You're what, undrafted player? I think. I think he's undrafted. I don't know. I
I
don't.
don't
I don't
think he did
expect
get
him.
drafted. No.
I don't think it. I don't expect him to do diddly squat
Yeah,
against
no.
this Jags defense, which I don't hear anybody talking about as one of the best defenses in the league. But the Jags defense is incredible. I love everything they got going on that end of the ball. Um, I said they were going to win the AFC South, and it might be one of my only division winning picks that I get right this year. So I kind of want that to happen. Um, like you said, the Jets play good, play bad. You just don't know what you get with the Jets.
Yeah.
But the moral of the story is it's usually a loss, um, unless it's against the bottom of the barrel. They usually lose. So they're like what the most they've lost the most in the NFL over the past 20, 30 years. Like they haven't made the playoffs.
They haven't
Um,
made the playoffs since we were like 5 years old. So
yeah, so that's all you need to know for the Jets. So I'm picking the Jags to win. Trevor Lawrence still a lot to prove with him. I still have yet to make my mind whether he's a good quarterback or not. So if they can lock up a playoff spot and get a 3 seed, maybe a
yeah.
win. Who
But
knows?
if
Maybe
they win this game, they'll have 10 wins. So I think that should pretty much
Seal it,
put
seal
him
them in.
put him in a really good position
Yeah,
because the Jags after the Broncos game, they have they have the Titans and the Colts, and
yeah.
I think they should be able to take care of business in both of those, which would put them at 12
Definitely against
wins.
the Titans. The Titans
Definitely
are
against the
just
Titans, they can already give. They can just put that one in the win column.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I could see the Jets honestly winning this game.
yeah,
I
I
would be
honestly
it's
wouldn't
a
be
Jets
shocked if
thing
they
to
just
do
yeah,
is beat the Jags. It's a
yeah,
Jags thing to do is lose to the Jets. Kind of similarly when they got blown out by I can't remember what team they get blown out by earlier this year that we all expect them to win. Um, so the Jags will win 27 to 10 or 27 to 7. I just think the Jets offense is at its worst spot right now with Brady Cook starting as quarterback.
yeah.
Um, not much else needs to be said there.
Yep. Okay, moving on. This we can get this one out of the way really quick. This game freaking sucks. This might be America's poverty game of the week. No, it not might be. It is.
America's
Washington
dumpster fire of the
Commanders.
week. Oh,
Commanders head to New York to take on the Giants. Holy crap! Commanders disappointed me last week. I picked them to beat the Vikings, and they didn't even score. Um, that's just embarrassing for me. Props to 9 and the Vikings. Good job, I guess. You got a even higher draft pick. Like, what are you doing? Then you look over at the Giants, who really don't have any life anymore. Um, Jackson Dart was, I mean, he's not playing terrible. He's just taken a ton of hits. They did not have a fantastic showing against the Patriots 2 weeks ago. So they're coming off a bye, so I guess everyone can be healthy. Um, but I mean, both these teams are jokes. New York is actually favored in this game. And if I'm being honest, I think they're going to win the game. New York's going to win the game because Jackson Dart, obviously, he's a rookie, so he's trying to keep the starting job, even though it's going to be him. But there's some good quarterbacks coming in this next class, and so you obviously want to have some good job security. They're at home. Um, the Let me see where they kind of got built from them the week one, but uh, they had Russell Wilson starting, so that's obviously doesn't matter. But yeah, I think I honestly don't care if I get this one right or not. This game just sucks. Yeah, so I think the Giants going to win this one 20-13. Jaden Daniels got hurt again after everyone in the world told the Commanders not to play him. They played him anyway, and shocker, he got hurt. So yeah, give me the Giants 20-13.
okay. Um, man, this game's tough, but like I don't give a flying frick. I'm just gonna say the Commanders win this game.
Dude, you
If
gotta
you if you
disagree
watch
with us,
this
bro.
if you watch this game, you are a complete psychopath. You are the weirdest person to exist.
Or if you
If you
are, yeah.
voluntarily sit down and watch this game for a full 3 hours, there's something wrong with you mentally.
Sheesh.
I could never do it. I could never watch this game for the noon slate. Both these teams are just I don't even have words to describe how
This
bad
game
these
should be
teams
put on
are.
Disney Channel.
Nah, put this on frickin' I don't even put it on Peacock, bro. Put this
Wow.
game on Peacock.
Ain't nobody watching that, bro.
Peacock exclusive. There we go. Um,
Yep.
anyways, I just think that the Commanders got really embarrassed last week, and they have a lot of pride. I feel like they have a lot of pride, or at least Dan Quinn does. So they're gonna want to win. There's just no way. There's just no way they're not gonna bounce back after getting pounded by the Vikings. And on the Giants, on the other end, it's kind of similar to my Patriots spiel. They haven't played football in forever, and I think the locker room divided after that loss completely after the Patriots, man. Nobody believes in this team anymore, and rightfully so because I mean, they've had nothing going for them so far. So I'm gonna pick the Commanders to win in a very close game. I'm gonna say they win 24-23. I'm gonna say Younghoe
Wow.
Koo slips up on a field goal again. So I'm gonna say he gets it
Okay.
blocked or he whiffs the ball again. We'll see what happens.
Or he just hits it right off the post. Just
Yeah, just
clanks it right
doinks
off the
it.
side.
Yeah, that's my main
Yeah.
reason that the Commanders are winning is Younghoe Koo plays for the Giants. So
Yeah.
whenever he plays, their
Jonah
team
just is an
loses.
op. Jonah just hates Younghoe Koo, bro. Hey, but shout out Wandale Robinson though. He's
Wandale
a dog.
Robinson. Yeah,
Shout out.
he'll
Is
have
the
a good
best.
game against
Him
whoever's in that
he
secondary for the Commanders, bro.
he in that Jackson Dart connection. Um Here we go. Here's another one. Cleveland heads to Chicago in a freezing cold game. This game's going to be below 0, I believe, for most of the game. Um, Obviously, not ideal conditions for both teams, but both of them should be used to it. Chicago coming off of a very tough loss to Green Bay last week. Um, they were in that game, though, man. They were in that game. Um, they were just a little banged up on the offense, and that was their issue. Their offense just couldn't get it going, and the Packers built that lead, and they were not able to come back. But I think with a healthy Bears team, this team can be pretty dangerous and sneaky come playoff time. I've been high on the Bears all year, and the only reason I didn't pick them last week because they were banged up on offense and they didn't win. Um, but obviously, if they want to stay in the NFC North, they got to win this game because they have a big game at home against Green Bay next week, and I think they will. Shador obviously had a pretty good game last week against the Titans. It's the Titans, but it'll be interesting to see how well he does. It's going to be freezing cold, so I think both these teams are gonna. There's not going to be a lot of scoring. I don't think. Um, Close game though, tight defensive game. Just the offensive schemes for the Bears is just better than the Browns. Kevin Stefanski needs to go. He's needed to go for a while. He just keeps winning Coach of the Year somehow. Um, Not this year, but yeah, time for him to go. Give me the Bears 20-16.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Kevin Stefanski is mooching off of the paychecks at this point. Let's be real. Um, he, I just think that
I was drinking water, bro.
I honestly just think that he deserves to get the Walmart sentence if anybody does.
Somebody
said
send
Nick
him a job
Sirianni deserves to
application,
work
bro.
I said Nick Sirianni needs to apply at Walmart, but he definitely does. I mean,
No, no, send Sirianni to Target, bro. He won the Super Bowl.
yeah,
Stefanski ain't done anything. Send him to
yeah,
Walmart.
yeah. There's great value for him there, literally, quite literally, at Walmart. But
Oh god.
I mean, he single-handedly lost the Brown against. He
Oh
single-handedly
god, that
lost
was
them the
so
game against the
bad.
Titans.
So bad.
I don't know what I like. I watched
If
that play for the first time, and like I don't know what happened.
if
Like
he had any support behind him saying, "No, we got to keep him. We got to keep him to develop Shador."
that
After
play
that play,
does
they're all
it.
gone. After that
Yeah,
play, everyone's deserting him. He's
I
on his
mean,
own. He needs to be fired immediately after the season's
yeah.
over.
I mean, my
Sure,
brain
I'm
literally
sure he's a
turned.
nice guy, but
Yeah,
sorry, dude.
yeah. My brain literally turned to mashed potatoes watching that play. Like,
I was, I was like, what?
I
What was
lost
the
IQ watching
plan?
that play.
Yeah, what were they trying to accomplish? I don't know. Were they
Um,
trying to go backwards? Because if they were trying to, they did it successfully.
I mean, if they wanted to get the number one overall pick, they did that
I
successfully too.
guess
I
the
mean,
Browns might
maybe
need to be
Vegas called.
investigated.
Maybe Vegas called.
Maybe the Browns need to be investigated for just tampering to try to get a lower draft pick.
Yeah. But anyways, enough with that spiel. We'll talk about it later.
Yep, yep.
Just rip Kevin Stefanski. But I think that If you lose to the Titans, you don't deserve to be picked anymore. Losing to the
Yikes.
Titans is a big no-no.
Yeah,
There,
that's
I mean, without
absolutely
Calvin
not.
Ridley, without
Holy crap, dude.
without a complete without anybody for
What
weapons
a
besides
joke.
Cameron Dickey. Yeah, I mean, it's a joke. It's literally a joke.
Yeah, it is.
So you lose all my respect if for losing to the Titans. Not that they had any to begin with, but
No,
it's all
yeah, I
gone.
mean,
It's all gone.
any slim respect is out the window.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's not even on Shador at this point, man. It's just not. You did fine.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, it's just not. But anyways, who do the Browns play again? We got
Chicago.
sidetracked. Chicago.
Chicago.
Yep. Just give me the Bears by 30 points. Beat. I don't care. I don't care.
Wow.
Cleveland's defense is at some point just going to walk off the field. They've done all they can this season, but they're just going to all give up and stop caring,
Dude,
which is I think
dude,
will
they're
happen.
they're freaking 3-10 and their point differential is -78.
Yeah.
Like that's not even that terrible.
Yeah. I mean, Myles Garrett and Carson Schwarzenegger can only do so much, man.
Yeah.
So, and I think Myles Garrett's just playing for the sack record at this point. So,
Yeah.
wait, I think he'll get Caleb Williams a couple times too. I think the
He
Bears
probably
offensive
will.
line is going to
Caleb
get
Williams takes too many sacks.
the Bears offensive line is probably going to get ripped at after this week's game. But I mean, pretty much every offensive line does when you face Myles Garrett. So, the Bears will win 40-7. I'm being the generous
Jeez, dude.
and saying that the Browns score a
Generous.
touchdown. I'm
Yeah. I
I
just
mean,
think
part
that
of it too is that the Bears defense has been so good lately. It's been
they've
so
been good. They've
weird.
been playing very well.
Only thing's bad is their secondary, which I mean, it's banged up at the moment, but we'll see. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens with the Bears in the picture.
Yeah, I just think that the Bears will just outcoach them. Like they don't even need to outskill them. Like they'll just be able to outcoach everything that the Browns have.
Literally, a
And
toddler
this
could outcoach
I
Kevin
could go out there right
Stefanski.
now and outcoach Kevin Stefanski right now.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I mean, I
Probably
would
not,
even
but who knows?
say that Raheem Morris could not blow a game against Kevin
Oh,
Stefanski.
that's like level impossible, dude. But
Oh
yeah,
god!
we'll
All
get out of
right.
that garbage. Okay, now this is a game that Jonah really cares about here, so I'm gonna let him go first.
Okay.
I'm gonna let him
Let me
go
get my
first.
thoughts out the way. Okay.
Carolina, the Panthers, the leaders somehow of the NFC South. Who could have predicted it? Jonah's most hated team of 2025. They head to New Orleans to take on the Saints, who beat them earlier in the season. I'll give you this. The spread is not for Carolina. Carolina is 0-11 against the
Mm,
spread
wow.
this season.
Yeah. First, I just want to start with what I've been hearing online, and is that this Panthers team is similar to the 2015 Panthers team, which is absolutely insane.
Wow.
I've heard that. I've quite literally heard that by fans.
So
Um,
the 7-16 is similar to the 16-1
yeah,
Panthers.
they're all high on meth, dude. Like they're all high on meth. Like they think
Holy
that
crap.
just because they're beating the Buccaneers right now, that they're all
That's
that.
freaking insanity.
Um, so I mean, if that tells you all you need to know about how delusional the Panthers fans are
God,
at the
yo.
moment, I don't know what does. But
God,
anyways,
yo.
they're going like up against a Saints team who has completely exceeded my expectations
Yeah, man.
over the last few weeks. Tyler Shogue is playing like a veteran, man. I mean, he's been balling, man. I like what he's been doing, especially with who they got for weapons and Kamara and whatnot. And they're going against a Panthers team who they beat a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
and a Panthers team who seems to is seems to generally be a 50-50 in every single game this season,
Yep.
and it shows on their record.
Literally.
So with that, I'm actually going to pick the Saints to sweep them. And maybe a shocker, but I just think that the Panthers are going to get ego. Are their ego's way too high at the moment? It's way too high after all the help they've gotten. Um, and I just think that they cared more about watching the Falcons and Bucks than actually playing the Saints. And I mean that's just my opinion. So I just I mean I don't know how this will affect the NFC South on the line. That's another thing we'll talk about break. But I don't know. I'm just not believing in them. I'm just not believing in them to make the playoffs either. So
Sheesh.
and I think the winning team in that division will be 8-9. So I I truly believe that the NFC South will have a losing record. So, but with that, I have the Saints winning 24-17. Tyler Show is going to show why he deserves a second chance in New Orleans next year. So that's all I got.
Yeah. Um. This is this was honestly this was a tough pick for me this week. I remember this. I remember exactly where I was. I was sitting right here. It was November 10th, I believe. We had no school on a Monday. We were going live and we were reacting to what happened on a Sunday. What happened on that Sunday was the Saints beat the Panthers on the
Hmm.
road. Um, Rico Dowdle scored a touchdown 5 minutes into the game, and they never found the end zone or a field goal the rest of the game. Um, the Saints have an opportunity to play spoiler, and that's what a lot of these teams can be doing now since they have an E next to their name. Um, this was a tough pick. Don't get me wrong, because on that Monday, I absolutely bashed Bryce Young, and I said, "Bro, I said it's time for Bryce Young to find a new team, whatever." I just can't. I can't pick him. Um, but this is, like I said, it's opportunity for the Saints to play spoiler, but it's also an opportunity for Carolina to do something that they haven't done
And to
in 10
potentially
years.
eliminate the Bucks next week too.
Yep. And I think that's going to be their driving focus. They saw what happened on Thursday night. Uh, the Panthers hate the Bucks. They play them at home, so it's not like they have to go eliminate them on the road. They can eliminate them on at home, but they gotta get this game done first. So the Panthers, I think, are going to lock in. It's going to be a close game. It's a divisional game. It's always going to be close. Bryce Young's going to lock in. The Panthers are going to get the job done. Give me the Panthers 28-23. Um, yeah, I don't see the Saints beating a team twice, considering they've only won 3 games this year.
I mean,
Good.
they have like
They had a good win last week. I'll give them that. But this Bucks team's
mhm.
playing horrific.
I think they have
But
a winning record in the division right now. Saints too.
do they
Not
really?
they're what
They're 2-2. They're 2-2 in the
they're two
division.
and two. I mean,
Yeah,
still
that's not
decent.
bad. Panthers are 2-1. Their only loss was to New Orleans. So, um, yeah. So we've disagreed on 3 so far. I'm interested to
Yep,
see if
we're at
this.
three.
There's I think there's 2 that we could potentially disagree on. And here's one of them. Detroit head to Los Angeles, take on the Rams. The Rams currently took back the number 1 seed in the NFC, and they're playing really well. They absolutely gave belt to the Cardinals at a good bounce back win after losing to the Panthers 2 weeks ago. Um, but now they're back at home. They're 6-point favorites against the Lions. It's Jared Goff's first game back in LA against the Rams. And this is a very important game for both teams. Because if the Lions lose this game, my Lions lose, man. Uh, they're getting pretty close to having an E next to their name. Um, they just need to win, and they need to hope and pray that the Niners start losing some games. But with how the Niners schedule looks, I don't see the Niners losing. So that puts a lot of pressure on them to win. Um, Dan Campbell keeps going for it on fourth down, and I don't know why, because it's working very little right now. Um, the Lions, man, they beat the Cowboys belt pretty bad. Um, I don't know if they're going to be able to give belt against this Rams team because right now this Rams team, in my opinion, is the best team in football. And I think the Rams is a must win for the Rams as well because they got a big game against Seattle next week in Seattle. Because if they lose this game and Seattle wins, they take a notch down in the division, and then the division could be up for grabs next week. Um, but they win this game and Seattle wins, they'll still have the edge, and the pressure will be on Seattle. So I think the Rams are going to win this game. And I think the Rams, it's going to be a close game. Stafford obviously wants to beat the Lions, and vice versa. Jared Goff wants to beat the Rams. But the Rams haven't done particularly well against the Lions as of late. But they're at home this time, and I think they're going to be able to get the job done 31-27.
You were right, man. We're disagreeing. I'm picking the Lions here. I'm rooting for you. I just think similar to what you said at the end, Jared Goff has had the Rams number. Um, it's just this team that he plays well. It's like the Mitch Trubisky effect to the Lions, man. He just plays weirdly well against the Rams. And the Lions um, need this win more than the Rams do, which is kind of surprising considering the Rams are battling for one seed. But the Lions, if they lose this game, like you said, are probably eliminated unless the Bears lose to the Browns or the Niners lose, which everybody knows is not going to happen. So I just think that the Lions. I mean, I was really impressed by what the Lions did against the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I think the
me too.
Cowboys are a solid team, and my confidence in the Lions has gone up a lot after it win. So I'm just going to go off a little bit off of recency bias here and say that they're going to continue the hot hand against this Rams team, and they're going to win, man. And the Rams too, uh, just aren't playing like a number one overall team at the moment. I get you beat the Cardinals, but like you might as well scratch that game off. That doesn't really matter. That game doesn't really matter. Anybody can look good against the Cardinals. Let's be honest. And the Panthers game, we all know what happened. They got exposed, and I think the Lions are a much better team than the Panthers are. It's not even a debate. So I think that Jared Goff goes into LA, throws up 250 to 300, and Jahmyr Gibbs adds another 100 on the ground. And it doesn't matter how their defense is going to play, man. They're not going to be able to be stopped on offense. So the Lions will win, and probably the best game of the week,
Yeah, I think
35
this
to
will be as well.
32. Yep.
Okay, here's kind of a funny one. Philip Rivers plays his first football game in 5 years, and he's doing it against one of the best defenses in football in the Seattle Seahawks. They head to Seattle. This is just so weird. The Colts, man, they were the best team in football a month ago, and now they look like one of the worst teams. If I'm being honest, they do not look very good at all. And now you got a 44-year-old quarterback who literally just hopped off the couch on Monday, um, and said goodbye to all 11 kids and headed to Indy, and played football. And I don't know if you've watched any of like his highlight or his practice like throws or whatever. That dude is fat. That dude is huge. Um, Seattle's going to be able to get all over him tomorrow. And Seattle's offense is the best offense in football. I'm sorry, it just is. They They are unstoppable. JSN is the best wide receiver in football. And I think the Seahawks are just going to take care of business. The Colts will be lucky to do anything, really. I think they'll score in some garbage time. But give me the Seahawks winning this one 34-10. I expect this game to be over at halftime.
Yeah. I totally agree with you, man. Philip Rivers is pretty much at the age where he's eligible to get colonoscopies at this point. Um, what, I mean, which is wow. I don't even know, man. Like you said, he's fat, he's out of shape. And to me, this is like the most pathetic way of trying to save your season. Um,
Yeah.
it's just
They
sending a
could have signed
message.
anybody else, dude. They could
Yeah,
have signed literally anyone.
it
They
just
could have
sends a
signed me
message.
for free and I would have flown out to Indy and played.
Oh yeah, 100%. But this just sends a
Indy, if you're
message that
watching.
they're a lost cause. Indianapolis is,
Yeah. They're just
and
giving
that
up
they're
on the
super
season.
desperate. Um, Especially after that Sauce Gardner trade, which I've been mentioning for
Yeah, we've talked about that every
a
single
while
week.
now,
Yep.
and nobody still realizes that they don't have a first round pick next year. So that's that. And Seattle, they're a good team. Um, I kind of have some mixed emotions. On one hand, they still were what 15 weeks into the season and they still can't run the football. Like that's pathetic. Um, so and I just still think they're kind of a one man army with JSN. Like Cooper Cup doesn't really add anything to that team. Um, and I mean, outside JSN, you're relying on what AJ Barner, your tight end.
Yeah.
So I think that this Seattle still has a lot to be desired. They still need to prove a lot of things, especially only after only putting up 6 points in a full half against the Falcons. But I don't think they're having a problem against the Colts. I mean, it's the Colts. They've been the most sad team over the last few weeks, and Seattle's just
Yeah,
hot,
that Chiefs game just absolutely just killed the
just a
season.
backbreaker, man. Yeah. So with that, I will have pick Seattle to win in a close one, but I'll say they win 27-23.
Okay.
Philip Rivers gets sacked 6 times. So
Yeah, wouldn't shock me one bit. Okay, dude, I want to hear your thoughts on this one first here.
okay.
Because this one's really important. Green Bay heads to Denver to take on the Broncos. Um,
Mm.
both these teams, I believe, yeah, both these teams sit at the 2 seed in their respective conferences. Um, yeah, I want to hear your thoughts on this.
This was my second game that I was truly debating back and
Yeah,
forth
yeah,
on.
yeah. Same here.
Patriots and Bills was my one, but this was my two. And I just think that the Broncos are probably one of the worst 11-2 football teams I've laid my eyes on. There's nothing special about this team. Let's be honest. They have an elite defense. I don't think it's as good as people say it is. I mean, they get sacks, but um, they also have moments where their secondary just looks really bad with Riley Moss. I think Riley Moss has to go. He
Oof,
sucks.
yeah, yeah. He's
Uh,
bad.
Only Cooper DeJean can play a white corner. Like
Yeah.
any other if you put any other black person out there, like Jahad Barron, he could perform better.
Bro's about to get us canceled in the big 2-5, bro.
Am I wrong though? No, I'm not
I
wrong.
not no, not really.
But yeah. So I mean, we didn't even get to the offense of Denver too.
Holy crap.
The offense. They need to fix something about their offense. I don't know if they need a new offensive coordinator. I don't know if they just need more talent. Their offense is not going to win them games in the playoffs.
No.
Sorry. So, and they're going up against the Packers, who, in my opinion, are a completely different team after they got crapped on by the Panthers. I mean, their defense is playing as good as ever. Jordan Love is putting together some of the best football I've seen in his career so far. and their offense is just really diverse, man. They can hit you a bunch of different ways. So with that, I have Green Bay knocking off Denver um, from from the two or not the 2 seed. I have them potentially getting eliminated from getting that 1 seed. I have the Packers winning uh, 31 to 21. 31-21. I think they kind of dominate them this game, expose them a little bit.
Wow. I have the opposite of you. I think this is going to be a very defensive game, low
Mm,
scoring. Um, and here's a little quick note: the Broncos are the only team that are undefeated at home this season. And I tell you right now, after tomorrow, they will no longer be the only undefeated
there you
team at home.
go.
Their offense is absolutely atrocious, and that is the X factor for tomorrow's game. I think that this is going to be a really low scoring, tight defensive game, and whoever gets the lead first, I think will probably win the game. Um, the Packers' offense has looked good sometimes, and they've also looked really bad. They've been inconsistent, but the Broncos' offense is non-existent. So, um, if the Broncos can somehow get the Packers' offense to not show up, they'll win the game. But with the way that the Packers' offense has been playing as of recently, um, I think they're just going to have the edge in this game. I think it's going to be touchdown in the fourth quarter that will probably seal the deal because Bo Nix is not leading a game-winning drive um, for anything. So that's going to be a big issue. But give me the Packers winning this one 17-13 on the road. And like you said, the Broncos, you said they're one of the worst 11-2 teams you've ever seen. They are the worst 11-2 team I've ever seen.
Mm,
Not even one of they're terrible for an 11-2 team. But definitely excited to see who they'll have to play in the playoffs. Um, Also, they have a big game against the Chiefs on Christmas, so that's another game to keep an eye out on there. So I'm glad we agreed on that one. But the next one, kind of a trash game. Tennessee heads to San Francisco. I'm just going to get this one out of the way. Didn't really have to think about it. The only thing I had to do was think about the score. Niners going to win this game 24-10. I really like Cam Ward, but Titans are an absolute joke of a franchise, and they're going to waste him too, probably. Niners just keep winning, uh, keep fighting for a spot here. Maybe you'll get lucky, and the Rams will drop one. The Seahawks will drop another one. Maybe you can get in there somehow, but the Niners will probably be the 6th seed, I would guess, or the 7. But we'll see what happens.
yeah.
But yeah, I think
Um,
the Niners take that one.
this one, I mean, not much needs to be said about this one. I'm not going to bash on the Titans anymore because they got to win. So you can't really hate on a team um, that's been doing well recently.
Yeah, they showed really good offense last
Yeah,
week. Cam
yeah,
Ward played pretty good,
against
pretty good defense.
a
Yeah,
top 10 defense in my opinion in Cleveland.
yep,
But anyways,
they
they're
played
going
well.
up against one of the best coach teams in
Yeah,
football. It's not even close. It doesn't matter who the Niners have in the emergency room right now in the hospital, whether it's Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, you name it. They probably have a reserve beds for all these guys in the hospital at this point. Um,
with their names on them.
yeah, with their a bed with every single player's name on
They
it.
have their own
Honestly,
pillows and whatever. They're just set there
yeah,
always.
I honestly am shocked that their conditioning coach hasn't got fired yet. I know a lot of people
Yeah,
have
dude.
been
Sheesh.
talking about that, but there needs to be some studies looked into to the conditioning coach out there in San Francisco. Um, but anyways, the Niners are just a better team than Tennessee, better coach, better everything. Um, So Tennessee's probably going to keep its number one overall pick for now. The Niners are going to keep its playoff hopes alive and their number one overall hopes alive, probably. So with that, the Niners will win uh, 30 to 14. I'm saying Tennessee scores not one but two touchdowns this week, which is a shocker.
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
we move in. Yeah, what did you say?
I usually
You're
am right
usually
about
saying yeah.
right about Tennessee's touchdown predictions with how bad their offense is. So
Yeah. Now I move into the Sunday night football slate. Minnesota heads to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Cowboys got embarrassed last week, and the Vikings embarrassed the Commanders last week. So there's that, I guess. Both of these teams obviously just fighting to stay alive. I mean, the Vikings are on the verge of elimination every single week. They have to win out, and they also need a lot of other things to happen. So if they lose tomorrow, they are out, I believe. Cowboys, on the other hand, the division is still up for grabs somehow. Um, but they have to win out. They have to hope and pray that the Eagles lose one, maybe two. Um, but yeah, this is a weird game. I think it's going to be a close one. But the Cowboys are more desperate because they actually have a chance of making the playoffs. The Vikings, on the other hand, don't really have a chance. It's like a 0.001% chance. The Vikings are at the 11 seed. They're the next team to be eliminated, but the Cowboys sit at the 10. They just need a lot of things to happen, but the Vikings obviously they don't control their own destiny. Neither do the Cowboys, but they have a better odds at controlling their own destiny. Cowboys have a better chance of making the playoffs. They're going to be more desperate. The Vikings will continue mediocrity, and the Cowboys win this game 27-21. Their defense was playing pretty good up until that Lions game, but I expect them to bounce back here. Um, yeah, the Cowboys for some reason always do well against the Vikings as of recent years.
mhm.
So
Mhm. Um, I'm gonna be honest, I don't care about this game. This is
yeah,
like, if there was a game to flex with this slate, you should have
it should have
flexed it.
been.
I don't
Yeah,
I'm getting sick and tired of watching the Cowboys, every single, Sunday or Monday night. It's just like watching
they
paint
should have
dry, dude.
moved the
Nothing's
Packers and
appealing with
Broncos
watching this
game to this one,
Cowboys
dude.
team. Like, I I don't know what the NFL's doing, by not flexing this game. This game's just bad.
Yeah,
Um, the Vikings, are are a joke in my opinion. I mean, you beat the Commanders, but anybody can beat the Commanders. The Cowboys have gotten held back by their defense all season long. Shocker. I mean,
yeah.
and they've
No
also
one
gotten
saw
held
that
back
one
by
coming.
Jerry Jones.
Yeah,
No one's got else saw that one coming either. So I'm gonna say the Cowboys win uh, because I just don't see McCarthy having a good game on the road. He's just not a good quarterback, and when he starts, the Vikings usually lose. So I'm just gonna leave it at that and say Dallas wins by 15. I'll say they win uh 30 30 to 14. So in another blowout.
yeah. Okay, last one, last game of the week, Monday Night Football. Miami Dolphins head to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. This was also a terrible game that they probably should have flexed as well. Um, but a lot of the line for Pittsburgh. Um, Pittsburgh at the moment, they control their own destiny. They can decide if they actually want to make the playoffs or if they don't. Um, this is probably, um, hold on, I'm checking the schedule for Pittsburgh right now. This is probably as easy as it's gonna get, besides the Browns in a couple weeks for them. Must win game for Pittsburgh. They currently sit atop the AFC North. They're they're up one game. Um, but then they have the Lions next week. Then they have the Browns, and then they have the Ravens in week 18. So they need to win this game. The Dolphins don't are not sitting in a great spot right now. Um, they've won a lot of games in a row, so I'll give them that. They've played very well the last couple of weeks. But them and the Bengals are the next two teams to get eliminated technically. And I know TJ Watt had to have surgery the other day, which obviously is not good for him. But this defense is still good, ish, and I think they're just going to be able to handle Miami's offense, slow down A Chain, and Aaron Rodgers is going to lock in on prime time again at home and have a vintage Rodgers game. Going to be a close one, but I have Pittsburgh winning this game 21-20.
Mm,
Pittsburgh, they just it's their division to lose at this moment in time.
interesting. All right. I think it's only fitting we make it an odd number. Let's make it 5 here. I'm gonna
Okay.
go with Miami. Uh, I said at, what was it? Middle of the season that Miami's gonna turn their season around and get back in the playoff
They have it.
talks.
They had an easy schedule and they've done it.
They certainly did that. And they may not beat the best teams, but,
They're winning games. That's what
they're
matters,
winning
man.
games and they're one of the hottest teams right now. I
Yep.
can't remember the last time they lost a game. Might have been like the end of October. Um,
Yeah, they've
but
won 4 in a row.
and they've had a bye week too, so
Yeah.
I I mean, they're just hot right now, man. The Steelers, uh, nothing seems to be going their way, even when it does go their way. You beat the Ravens, but then you have your best player uh, get hurt with a collapsed lung. So I think that's going to impact them a lot. Um, I also just expect them to just continue their 9-8 path. It's only fitting that they lose the game so they can stay exactly at 9-8 because that's all they know how to do. So I'm picking the Dolphins to ride their hot hand. I'm picking Devon Achane to have a good game. He's amazing. We haven't talked about him a lot, but
Yeah.
he's one of the best running backs in the league.
Yeah, he is.
He's a baller, and Tua is actually playing consecutive football games and not getting concussed. So
Yeah. He's playing
everything's
football for
going
the
right for
first.
Miami, man. So that's more the reason for me to pick them. So with
Yeah.
that, I'm picking the Dolphins 27-19. I have the Steelers kind of in a weird score here.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. All right, boys. That's all we got for this week, week
How long was
15.
that?
We got
Did
an
we
hour
break it?
12. We got an hour
Hour
12.
12?
Nah, I think we need like 10 more minutes to break it,
10
but
more minutes?
um, we'll probably break it over Christmas break. But there probably won't be a ton of content coming out this week. I have exams, which is fried. But I get done with exams at Friday at like 11:30. So we're gonna try to stream as much as we can. We're gonna try to stream like every day over break, except for like Christmas and whatever, do it just because of travel and whatnot. But we're gonna try to stream as much as we want as we can. Be sure to put in the comments what you guys want to see from us over break. We're pretty excited to get a lot of content out for you guys. Get some shorts out and all that good stuff. But don't forget to like, subscribe. We'll be back. Um, we'll have some college football playoff content coming out soon. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.